Welcome to week 1 of your WhatsApp challenge. So thank you everyone for joining. It's a tricky time for all of us, and hopefully this will be fun for you, fun for me. It will keep us all entertained and make this lockdown a little bit less tedious. So each week I'm going to set you a challenge. I'm going to try and make them as flexible as I can in terms of difficulty. So if you're relatively inexperienced, then let me know, that's fine. And vice versa the other way as well. If you're experienced and you want pushing a little bit more, then just let me know and I'll do that. So what we're going to do today, or over this next week, is we're going to start what I call traffic light hands. So it's a little bit like the It's Your Choice game, but with a tiny bit of a different spin on it. It's a super nice way to teach a dog duration. So if you're struggling possibly with a duration hand touch or something like that, then this is a great clear way of teaching the dog how to do it correctly. It also helps the dog build the skill of working with the reinforcement in sight. So some dogs really struggle with being able to focus or do behaviours if, like, say, their bally's out on the floor or there's food in front of them. So it's really good for that. We're going to do this with a hand touch and a sit, and you can do both if you want, or you can pick the easiest or hardest option for you. So if you already have a hand touch, then I'd suggest you do the hand touch version, and if you've never done a hand touch before, then I'd suggest you stick to the sit. That was a bit of a tongue twister. So you're going to need a marker word, and I'm kind of going on the pretense that all of you know what one of those is. And that marker word for your dog should mean you can take the food out of my hand now. That's what that'll mean. You're going to need some food, low value, high value, I'm not sure, depending on how well motivated your dog is. If your dog's a bit sluggish and not very motivated at this time because you've walked them for 500 miles a day because you're on lockdown, then you might need higher value food. But if your dog is very foodie, then the higher value food you use, the harder it will be for you because it's more of a distraction. So what we're going to do is basically teach the dog the concept that an open hand means you're getting the behaviour right and a closed hand means it's incorrect. It's really nice because for things like the hand touch, a lot of dogs struggle because the hand touch hand is here and the other hand's got food in miles away over there, and they kind of do this like back and forth behaviour, and then people get this bopping motion and really get stuck on pushing the duration of that behaviour forward. So we're going to be asking for a behaviour, and if the dog gets the behaviour correct, we're going to be holding our hand open, and in our hand is going to be some pieces of food. If the dog is to get the behaviour incorrect or is to break the behaviour mid-cycle, then we're going to shut the hand quite quickly and then reopen again when the dog either decides to do it right or corrects himself. So I'm going to show you first and foremost with a sit. It's difficult because this is a proofing behaviour and it's something I've done tons of with my little girl. So she knows it quite well. So I might amp it up a little bit and try and get her to fail it, but I'm going to show you the sit to start with. Okay, so we're going to start with the sit. So we're going to have some food available. It's going to be in our hand, but our hand's going to be closed to start with. We're going to move the dog around, because this one's a little bit too obedient. Come on. And then we're going to ask for the behaviour. Sit. The hand remains open as long as the behaviour is correct. Good. The marker word comes in and the dog can take the food. Okay? So this time I'll make it a little bit trickier for her. And we're going to get that food moving and see if she can still do it. Come on. Come on. Sit. Good. Nice. Come on. Sit. Good. Lovely. Okay, so that's our little sit exercise to start with, okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you all. If your dog gets it incorrect, I want you to close that hand straight away and then reopen it when the dog gets the behaviour correct again. Super. Okay, now we're going to do it with a hand touch. So some of you might have already got hand touches that are a little bit not finished. So maybe you've got a bop or you've got a hand touch with barely any duration. This one is going to really help you push forward. So what you're going to do, I might to have my sleeves rolled up. It's definitely part of the action. You're going to ask your dog for the behaviour, and that food hand's going to remain open as long as the behaviour is correct, okay? Touch. Good. So as you can see as well, while we're going through, the dog should know the marker word well, so that when I say that marker word, she goes straight to the food to take it, okay? So let's have another go. Okay, second round, we're going to make it even harder, okay? So we're going to ask the dog for the behaviour, and then we're going to move the food hand a little bit and see what she can do. Touch. So food hand's moving. She's still doing it correctly. Good. And she gets to take the food. Nice. One last one. We're going to make it even more difficult again. So for your challenge, I want you to have a 5-second hand touch. So it has to be clean, clear, and it has to look yummy. Nice, really, really nice. So, sound like Gordon Ramsay. I didn't mean to sound like Gordon Ramsay. You're going to ask your dog for a hand touch. Touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And dog takes the food. Oh, you can't have all of them, you little monkey. Okay, if you want to push it on even more, let's see if you can do more than that. Touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Okay, so let's amp it up a little bit, and we can do the same with the sit. For our sit challenges, here we go. Ready? Sit. Wow, that's a good sit. That's a really nice one. Well done. Good. Super. Okay, so that's your challenge. If you're doing a sit, I want it to be for 20 seconds. And if you're doing a hand touch, I want it to be for 5 seconds, but I want it to look crystal clear.